Hi and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time that I posted some project videos. That's because I've been working on some cool projects. I have this microservices application that I've been working on, so I have it ready and I'll be deploying this. I'll be showing us a lot of tools or showing a lot of tools you can use, a lot of CI/CD pipeline tools or a lot of deployment tools you can use, or even deploying this in different cloud services. But first, I would like to even start deploying this locally, explain the code or the infrastructure and have a walkthrough of the code and tell you things you can change or things you have to change. Then if there are more things you want to update in the code, that's entirely up to you. So this is going to be a series of projects or a series of videos I'll be deploying on my channel. So stay tuned and watch this series from end to end. But this first one will be the first, code walkthrough and things you have to update to use this code and your local setup. Next, I'll be explaining microservices in my own perspective. Just to give you an idea what microservices and monolithic applications are. Then from there, we'll start using, different tools. First will be to deploy locally using Scaffold. And after that, we'll be using other CI/CD pipelines. So for now, you just have to, look through the code and make all the changes. If there are other things you need to change in the code, when you deploy them, you can start making those changes. So the first thing you have to set up will be to set up your secrets, which is, you're setting up your JWT secrets and you're going to be setting up your Stripe secrets. So you'll be setting up your Stripe account if you don't have one. So for this Stripe account that will be setting up, it's going to be a test mode account. The test credit card number you can put from Stripe, you can put it in your code to test, the functionality of the payment platform. But if you're looking to integrate, Stripe, payment platform in your application is a different ball game. You have to, really set up the account using your business name or even your real name, your legal name, address, social security or your tax number. All those setup you have to do for your account. But for now, we are doing the test mode. So to set up your Stripe account, you can go to dashboard.stripe.com. Let me show you how you can go about that. So go on here, you type dashboard.stripe.com. And once you're in, if you haven't been here before, the first thing you'll be required to do will be, start now. You'll see somewhere that says start now. You put in your email address. It will send you an email. From there, you can accept and you start setting up your account. But because we are using the test mode, you don't need to put in all the details. You can skip that process and just log in. Once you're logged in, it will let you know that is a test. Looking up here, you see that is a test mode account. But if you want to activate this and make your payments live, you have to, accept the terms and put in your business set up complete business profile for you to start accepting live payments. So once you have this, set up, or once you have logged in, if you're using the test mode, you have your test API keys, set up automatically for you. You don't need to do anything. So to access this token or the APIs, you have to go to these developers. Once you're on here, you will see your API keys. Go to API keys. Here you will see publishable key. This is the first key that you need to add in your code, or to add in this code. You copy this and add it. Don't use mine because this might be deactivated by the time you're trying to use it. So try to set this up and use your publishable key in your code. Then your secret key here, or the secret test key, you have to copy this and also set that up in your Kubernetes secrets, or in your local secrets, or your key management, whatever you're using for your secrets, you can set that up as a secret. Next, I'll be showing us is, once you have this, set up, you can copy the API publishable key from here and go back to the code. So once you're on the code, you go to client, right? You go to pages, go to orders, and in this file, you see this stripe key. So this is where I put my publishable key. So if you look very well, it ends with WTOG. Let's confirm that. WTOG. So this is what you need to change. Then the second thing is your JW. Yeah, that was actually the first thing, but how to set this up, you don't need to do anything special. You can just come on here and use the simple kubectl create secret generic, and you give it a random number. You can also encode your secrets or your API keys and have this in your secret files, that's in your Kubernetes deployment secret files. So you can have that, encode it and add it in the file. And the next will be to update your hostname, that's your DNS hostname. Because I deployed this locally, I chose a DNS that doesn't exist. I didn't buy it, but I chose it, and I'm routing my local host to this DNS. So to change this on here will be, first make sure that your Docker desktop is running, whether you're on Windows or you're in Mac OS. Make sure your Docker desktop is running, and make sure that let me put that up here, and make sure that your Kubernetes is also running. So with this, you only get one node. I mean, this is just for practice. You can use it. You don't get the master and the worker node. You only get one node, and that will be your master and your worker node. If you're using Minikube, yeah, you get the option of setting up more nodes in your cluster. So, but with that, if you are changing your host file, you have to get your Minikube IP and change that to the DNS that you want to route your local hosts to. So to do that, I will come on here to the infrastructure deployment file, and in here, this is the DNS. I don't know if it exists, but this is what I want to route my local host to. It can be anything. You can use the same thing, but once you have this on here in this file, you have to go to your host file to edit this. So to go to our host file, I will go to my terminal here, and once you're in your terminal, you can cd home and cd to your etc and ls. You see your host file. So this is the file we want to edit. So to edit this file, you can do vi hosts, right? You can do this, and you open this file. You can also open this on your VS Code. Whatever editor you have or you prefer to use, you can use that to open the file. And you see that this is my localhost IP, and I'm routing this to this DNS that I put in here, which is cloudcoreprojects.com. It's not mine, but you can do this just to have a feel of using a DNS locally for your practice. So whatever it is you want to use, you can use the same thing, but make sure you set that up in your host file. For Windows machine, this file is somewhere else. I will also add that where you can locate that in your Windows and how to make that changes. But if you're on Windows, you can use your notepad to edit and save this file. And once you have that, but make sure you open your notepad using the admin rights to open it, so you're able to save that. And that's all for this first video. So the next couple of videos will be first to explain microservices, and we'll start deploying. But make sure you watch this first. So for this channel, I have a Telegram channel set up. I know a lot of people ask questions on my videos, type comments, and sometimes I don't get to them fast. But it's still okay if you want to reach out to me, reach out on the comments. That's still okay. But if you want, you can also join our Telegram channel. If you have troubleshooting issues, or if you have questions regarding the project, you can send in your screenshots on there. Once I see this and review, I can give suggestion or something you're doing wrong or you're doing right. You can also share your deployment code on GitHub. You can send that to me, and I will review your code, or look at the error and know where to point you to. And that will be all for this video. Thank you again for coming. If you're really enjoying this video, yes, it would be really helpful if you like, if you subscribe, if you share this with your friends. That will really be helpful for this channel. And thank you, and I will see you in the next couple of videos. Bye.